What up, what up, what up? It's your favorite podcast with your favorite podcast host. Talking your favorite podcast message. Talking the favorite podcast stuff. What's happening? It's Freewenow. It's Freewenow. Freewenow. It's Freewenow.
Till it is. 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 It is. It is. Backwards.
What up, what up, what up? We back. It's Freewenow.
Till it is backwards.
Yes, sir, ski. Man.
Dog, man. I can't remember the last time we was in here.
Yeah, bro, ski. It's been a minute.
It's been a long time.
It's been a minute. Hey, but shout out to WTF Media Studios. You know what I mean? We back in the building. It's been a minute, but we back. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna even really get on it, but you know, we back because I feel like, you know, we kind of got robbed, but it's all good. We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about that later. But yeah, let's get into it, bro. Let's get into it. Let's not waste time. Where have we been, bro? Why have we not been podding? What's the excuses? What's the reasons? Let me hear it. Why haven't we been doing what we were supposed to do?
I'm gonna be 100 with you. I lost sight of the purpose. I lost sight of the purpose why we started it. I lost sight of the purpose why we were doing it. I lost sight of the purpose of why I got up every morning, why I was excited to do it. I lost sight of all of that. And I realized it's because I turned it into like a selfish show off, right? When you do things because of a selfish wants, you quit them based off selfish agendas. So it was like, I wasn't seeing the return that I wanted to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't seeing the views. I wasn't seeing the liking, the sharing. I wasn't seeing turning us up because me and Hot Boy really be talking about some stuff on here. Like, this is not a game, man. This is really what we do. But, you know, one of the things I think that brought me back to, like, I guess equilibrium, right, is just us getting back in the Bible.
Right.
But thinking about how we started.
Right.
Thinking about how the first time me and Haas ever talked about doing a pod, we was in the living room passing the phone back and forth,
For the love of the game.
hearing all the scratching in the background, pausing for fake commercials and everything with literally no prompts, no nothing, just going out there and doing it and understanding like what we had to say people needed to hear.
Right.
And when I fall back on that and I understand that my purpose is wrapped up in more than just myself. It's not based off me seeing a certain outcome, but it's based off, you know what I'm saying, God giving us this idea and us just pursuing it.
For sure. I mean, I can agree with you, bro. I think the initial reason for us, for me personally, not feeling like that thrill and that spark was the same reason. I started attributing the reasons for the podcast. You know what I mean? Being, how can I say this? About going viral. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had a clip that went viral that we didn't even think had the chance to go to viral. It just seemed super normal to us. And it went viral. And then I was like, oh, snap. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we made it. We made it. We there.
Bump, 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 bump. We made it. You feel me? Like, that's what it turned into.
Yeah.
Like, I lost sight of I'm doing this because God told us to do this. Right? I was doing this now for money. We need money. We need ads. You know what I'm saying? We need people to come on. We need guests, right? We need the multi-angles, right? We need a camera. When, like you said, bro, we started just passing the phone back and forth. You feel me? So getting back to that and getting back to those reasons, right? And changing my why from trying to get rich off of this. Because at one point, bro, I'm like, we're going to do the pod. We love doing it. We got to get rich.
We better get some money.
We getting out the hood. You feel me? But like, nah, dog. Like, if one person, I started doing it for like people to see me in real life. That's when I realized like we were actually doing things. When people that knew me didn't even see the pod. They saw clips and be like, bro, keep going.
Yeah.
I love what y'all talking about. It's when I would see people in real life. When J. Cole said, F your Twitter, follow me in real life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people was rocking with us in real life. So, like, once I realized that, I'm like, as long as we getting the feedback that we supposed to get and people saying, yo, this is helping us out in real life, we get a DM saying, bro, what you just said changed my life. That's it.
And I was definitely going to allude to that, right? I remember the happiest moments about doing this podcast, right? Of course, coming on here laughing, some of the guests we had, I feel like, we affected them in a positive way, but those private messages, right? Where people said, hey, yo, I needed to hear this. Like, this helped me change. This put me in a different perspective. It almost felt like we were saving people from the problems that we were going through ourselves.
Right.
Just communicating about our everyday life, communicating about our views, communicating about the struggles and the things that we go through.
Yeah.
It kind of like revitalized our purpose. It's like, hey, we're not doing this just for selfish gain. We're not doing this just to be glorified.
Right.
We're doing this because there is a reason behind it.
For sure.
So like when you focus on that instead of focusing on the views, focus on the comments, the retweets, the clips and all that, because I'm telling y'all right now, I hate getting on the website and clipping all this stuff together, trying to find the perfect moment, trying to find the perfect message. And I realized, what we are speaking, the imperfection is what makes it perfect. You know what I'm saying? The pauses, the awkward comments or the looks, the imperfection is what makes it all worth it. Because you see the realness of me and Hassan, right? You see the fact that we've connected on a deeper level, and us coming together to provide this content really is not something that we did ourselves. It had to be God. It had to be something above us.
Facts. And so we'll now jump to talk about how it's a slippery slope. When you miss, it takes forever to get on a routine. You miss one day at the gym, miss 2 days at the gym, now you screw for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So that slippery slope of like this kind of, you're now getting to a point, if we don't get into the pod now, it's going to be, we'll do it next month. The next month turns into 3 months. Then it turns into now we're in the fall and it's November. You know what I mean? Like, how do we get to this point?
So I'll say this, right? One of Hassan's favorite lines, or one of the things he likes to say, I use a lot of his sayings, right? Because he harps on them and he uses them a lot, right? He says,
I would definitely would.
He says
they don't because y'all don't be listening.
Y'all don't be listening. That's one of his sayings. They not listening.
They not listening.
Right? He says, and this is just a law of physics, right? It is easier to maintain motion than it is to stop and start again. So I felt like the problem became is it was easier to find excuses than it was just to start again. When we were going through the podcast, I said this on multiple of our other podcasts, is me and Hassan were getting on the road every 2 weeks, 3-4 hours in traffic, and not worrying about the cost that it cost us to do the podcast. We were just excited to come here and talk. We were excited to get our message out. We were excited just to talk about the things we were dealing with in life, right? And that shifted the moment we started making excuses. Oh, it's getting too expensive. Oh, bro, I don't want to sit in this traffic. You know what, bro? We need to get our own cameras. Oh, we got our own cameras. You know what, bro? We got to set up this account. Oh, we got to make these clips. It was like an excuse after an excuse after an excuse. And then we look back and it had been 5, 6, 7 months since we even got on and recorded. Me and him talk on the phone very frequently. And majority of our phone calls ended with, we got to get the pod back
We got to
up.
get the pod
We
back.
got to get the pod back
Gotta
up,
get
right?
the pod back up.
But it was almost lacking the enthusiasm it needed. It was almost like, hey, this is the right thing to say at the end of the call, instead of, hey, bro, let's do it right now.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it right now, right? And it took us going on a limb to get back to it, right? You know what I'm saying? As Hassan talked about in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? We got robbed, but Hassan went out and did a presentation, right? Trying to talk to people about what the podcast meant, like, and not even just the pod. What is the movement we are trying to make meant? You know what I'm saying? On the humbug. Last minute, you know what I'm saying, just being himself. And like, I seen from other people's social media him talking about it. You know what I'm saying? And I felt it. I was like, oh, dang, like, this is the reason.
Right.
This is why we do it, bro. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we were made for. This is what we were built for. And that, like, kind of revitalized it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out WTF Media Studios, gave us some free vouchers, helped us out to get back in the studio, right? But, You know what I'm saying? Just taking the time, right? Hassan and me have been talking about a lot of things, especially talking in the Bible, right? He said, showing real love is understanding that you have to sacrifice more than you receive. So us showing love to our movement, us showing love to the podcast, us showing love to, You know what I'm saying? The gifts we receive for God is us sacrificing that time, us sacrificing that comfortability, us sacrificing the excuses, us sacrificing, you know what I'm saying, the scrutiny from other people. It's us just deciding to go with what we know is right.
Yeah, bro. Absolutely. I mean, just to tie it together, once our why changed, we found excuses. And now our excuses, instead of us finding reasons to keep going or our why to keep us going, it changed. Our North Star changed. So now we were making excuses for a different North Star and it wasn't strong enough. Mm-hmm. If your North Star is not strong enough, you will quit. If your North Star almost has to be something that is almost intangible that you can't reach it. It can't be a number. It can't be, hey, when I get to 1 million subscribers, then because once you get to 1 million, then you're going to stop. Or once I make $1 million, then I'm going to stop. Mm-hmm. Right? Or once I get to this certain metric, your goal has to not be measurable, right? It has to be almost abstract, right? It has to be, like we talk about all the time, your purpose. It has to be something that it'll never stop, right? Like going viral, like trying to get likes and tweets, those things will stop. Like there will become a point where you may not get the likes and the tweets based off of what you said, especially in the podcast industry or just media communication industry. You may say something that's going to rub the masses the wrong way. And when you don't have the love no more and your goals are these metrics that are measurable, you will stop. So we had to get back to a North Star that was not a quote unquote metric that was measurable. And we doing this now because God told us to do it. We doing this now because it feels good on the inside, in our heart when God says do that. It feels good when we up here, bro. We just feel better. Like when we in a routine and we potting, we just feel like this is what we supposed to be doing. Because it's our purpose. And I don't know who is going to reach. I don't know who is going to see this. I mean, I know how it's making me feel talking about it. So I can just imagine being at home, listening to this, and you like, I feel y'all. Mm-hmm. I feel y'all. Because it's not really just about potting. It's about whatever you feel like you're supposed to be doing in life. Put my hoodie on.
Put the hood up, right?
You know what I'm saying? It's about whatever you're supposed to be doing in life.
Mm-hmm. People are called to different things.
People were called to different things. So it may not be potting for you. It may be art. It may be cutting hair. It may be going back to school. It may be military. It may be science for you. It may be going to the league. I don't know what it is. But your North Star cannot just be, oh, I'm going to get to the league. I was watching Jameis Winston. J-Boo, shout out Jameis Winston. From Birmingham, Alabama, my hometown. Fun fact, my uncle was his principal, so that's how I even made it. Anyway, so he said, yo, I was talking to Michael Vick the other day, and he says, hey, yo, Mike, I think I set my goals too low. Growing up, I just wanted to get to the NFL, is what Jameis said. So when I got to the NFL, I was cool. When in reality, you gotta shoot for the stars and land on the moon. You feel me? You gotta shoot so high that even if you fail, you still light years above everybody else. And maybe it shouldn't even be to get to the NFL. Maybe it should be the best football quarterback that I could ever possibly be. That's something that's hard to measure. You know what I'm saying? Because day to day, game to game, week to week, season to season, analyst to analyst, you got to keep going. So don't make your North Star measurable a metric. Yes, those can be byproducts. Yes, it can track your progress. But what's going to get you up in the morning is a thing that's intangible, is immeasurable, is on the inside.
I like that you touched on that, right? Because one of the biggest things, right? Purpose. It's like everybody's like, okay, you guys talking about purpose. Follow your purpose. How do I find my purpose?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where do I get my purpose from? Like, you know what I'm saying? This is my first day out here. You know what I'm saying? My parents did the thing and now I'm here. What's my purpose, right? So this alludes to even the bigger question or the bigger God, right?
Right.
The purpose comes from God. Before you even put on this earth, you were given a purpose, right? You were
Right.
put here for a reason, and a reason that nobody else but you can accomplish. I want y'all to understand that, and I want y'all to really digest that. Nobody else can do what your purpose is besides you. Nobody's equipped to do it. Nobody's going to be tested the way you are to do it. Nobody can do it the way that you do, which is why we have multiple different companies that do the same thing, because nobody can do something the way that you do it, right?
Thanks.
So your purpose comes from that, right? And another thing that he touched on with the Jameis Winston, he's like, I think I set my sights too low. That is why the purpose doesn't come from us. Because if our purpose came from us, if we dictated that, we would set our sights too low. We would only view things that we view as possible. We could only see the things that we have, I guess, explanations for. But it comes from God, because he knows there is impossible. Nothing is impossible to him. His sights can't be set too low, because he can accomplish anything. So if we were to make our own purpose, we would only set it very low. We would set it as high as we think is achievable. But the moment that you understand that your purpose comes from God and you ask him what your purpose is,
Right.
he's going to show you things you never thought was possible.
So how do we now move forward? All right. So we talked about how did we get here?
Yeah. Very
Right.
big.
We talked about what got us back in here,
Mm-hmm.
right? And what has sustained us. How do we now prevent this from happening in the future?
So I say this. It's probably cliche and it sounds so simple. It's one step at a time. I've noticed with myself sometimes in life, and Hassan can attest to this, I'm a very much million miles one way. When I make a decision, I am a million miles that way.
Go straight. We're gonna go
You know what I'm
straight.
saying? If I say I'm gonna stop watching, if I say, hey, I'm gonna stop watching these shows, I'm stop watching TV. I done unplugged the TV, moved it in the garage. I'm a million miles that way. Like,
he's all or nothing.
I do everything, but then you realize sometimes that's too much. Sometimes that's not actually achievable. I set a goal for myself, but I don't take the steps to obtain it. I go straight to the goal, and I try to, I guess, not get to the root of the problem. I don't try to adjust the actions or the habits. I just try to cold turkey it. Now, that can happen with some things, but a lot of things that you have in your life that have been ingrained in you, that you've done, time after time after time, it's very hard to adjust that.
Yeah.
So I think with this process, we have to take it step by step, right? It starts with us today. Coming in here was step one.
Right.
We got into the studio. We did a podcast. That's step one.
Right.
And what's the next step? We plan the next podcast, and the next podcast, and the next podcast, and the next podcast, right? And we just keep taking those small steps. In a year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years,
Right.
we're going to look back and we're going to realize that we went a whole lot further than we ever thought we could.
Facts.
So I think it's just focusing on taking that next step, and you know what I'm saying, and not getting too ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. How I think we could prevent it is, number one, establishing a North Star, right? Having a mission, right? And that doesn't change. Now the delivery, how we deliver the mission or our North Star may change. It may be a podcast. It may be a stream. It may be a rap song. It may be a movie. It may be a commercial. It may be our apparel, right? But we're gonna communicate something in a delivery. The same message is gonna be delivered, but how we deliver it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno, right? So how we deliver it may change. You know what I'm saying? But establish that North Star, and then, like you said, bro, become the person that achieves those goals. So instead of saying, hey, I want to run a marathon, say, hey, I want to get my mile time down.
Mm-hmm.
Or before that, I want to run at least 3 times a week. I'm going to run 3 times a week. I'm not even going to put a number on it. Well, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to run 3 times a week. Mm-hmm. Then after that, I'm going to go, all right, now I'm going to have, hey, I'm going to run 4 miles this day. You know what I'm saying? So like each day, instead of, like you said, instead of just goal, I'm throwing the TVs out the window. I ain't watching no more TV.
No more TV.
No more TV. See, that's the problem. You watch too much TV, right? So instead of that, just saying, hey, I'm going to become a person and I'm going to try to just read a page a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like replacing your goals with actions. right? I'm not just gonna say, hey, I want to be a millionaire. Nah, I'm gonna replace that goal with an action. Hey, I want to learn how to manage money better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I want to become a great money manager. Hey, I want to become whatever that goal that we have, and you can reverse engineer it. I want to be a millionaire. I want to become a person that can handle $1 million, right? Because God is not gonna give you something you can't handle. So, with that, North Star, replace goals with actions, and I think we good money.
That's big.
I think we good money.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, God down there somewhere.
Hey,
at the end of the day, God down there somewhere. I'm going to just throw it up. I'm going to just throw it up.
I'm going to just
God
chuck
down
it.
there somewhere.
God down there somewhere. He got me. I'm just throw it up.
He going to tell me what I need to know if I listen.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just throw it up. And that too. Sometimes you got to get to that point where it's like we said, we got to the point where it's like, all right, we are tired of trying our own way.
Yeah, we're tired, bro.
I'm going to just, you know what? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm going to try your way. You might be right.
Yeah, you might know a little something.
You might have been here before I got here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might try your way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of the headaches.
Tired of the stressing.
And that's how we got here. But we're back. If you watching this, hopefully that connected with you. It's Freewenow.
Till it is backwards.
Yes, sir, Ski.